and good morning to you all. I'm actually very happy to be home today with my minister and Honorable Lee Kinyanjui. He's been our governor. He's an old Nakuru boy like me, and he's the second minister in the last 62 years who's been appointed from this county. So I think we owe it to His Excellency the President for him to be appointed the second minister for Nakuru in the last 62 years. And in the last couple of weeks that I've interacted with him, the last couple of months since he's been minister, I also traveled with him to Japan. I've seen a total different change of approach and a total different commitment to where he wants to take Kenya and how he wants to lead Kenya. I think his speech this morning was amazing when he talked about what Nakuru is going to deliver as part of the bigger ecosystem. And yes, I know he's got a very tight schedule. He's flying out tonight to the US to actually go and negotiate our trade agreement with the Americans. And that's protecting $800 million of exports and over 66,000 jobs in our EPZ. So Waziri, good luck with your meetings next week. I know you're going to come back with gold and you're going to bring that trophy home, and we're looking forward to that. But by and large, if we look at Kenya as a country, and if you look at what's been happening in Kenya, and last week I spoke at the presidential roundtable in Nairobi, and I said to His Excellency the President that the macroeconomic conditions of Kenya right now and all the indicators are well. Inflation is controlled, exchange rate is controlled and stable. We have a 4.5 months forex exchange cover. There's export growth over $1 billion from last year to this year. And there is a lot of optimism out there. And the minister talked about it today, that the investors are really looking at Kenya when they look at Africa. The geopolitics has changed the landscape and everything is changing so rapidly. And we are positioned quite well when it comes to global dynamics and the macroeconomic conditions. There's, however, a disconnect between the macro picture and the micro picture. The minister talked about it, that unfortunately Kenyans, we beat ourselves too much and we keep talking about the negative things, and our press also doesn't help, that the negative things make their way onto our front page, but the positive things that the government is doing does not make their way. So I'm happy to say that yes, there's a lot happening for this county, and this county has a lot to provide to the entire world. As you all know, Nakuru is going to host the biggest data center in Kenya of over $1 billion investment, which is going to happen in Naivasha. Nakuru is also building the biggest special economic zone in Naivasha, 400 acres. And I was just telling the minister that it has been a special tariff that has been announced for power. I know my friend and colleague from the Nakuru Business Association, he basically talked about one word. That's what he talked about, and that one word was competitiveness. That Kenya needs to be competitive. Kenya is not competitive when it comes to global business, and for that we need to look at the cost of utility, and I'll deliberately use utility, he used power, and the reason I said that is utility also means water and everything else. He talked about labor, basically productivity, which I think we need to have an overall thought process. What are we going to do? Somebody else talked about finance, the cost of finance, the tenor of finance. That's also a driver of competitiveness that we need to work on. And of course, logistics. For every 4 containers that make their way into Kenya, 3 go back empty. Why do they go back empty? Why can't we export, even if we pay a token, reverse fee because they're going back empty to Mombasa? I think we should take that opportunity up. And yes, so there's a lot of opportunity in this county and a lot of things that we can do. My family has been here for 93 years. I was born in this town. And the value proposition that we are putting on the table, I think is unmatched by any other county. We're the only county who's fighting the entire Kenya ecosystem with green energy. Somebody talked about geothermal out of 10,000 megawatts. That's how the NBA talked about. But that is true. Are we marketing that green energy? We're the largest producers of floriculture in Kenya. That is $600 million. Are we chest thumping that we are the largest exporter? No, we're not. So I think let's change our negative paradigm. And we're 2.2 million people in this county. There's a lot of hope and a lot of promise. I know my time is up and I can talk forever when it comes to Nakuru because I'm passionately a Nakuru Old Boy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jazz, and for the positive sentiment on country and Nakuru County. Bwana Musheni, if you may, you can come here.